Hello, hello. I see Miss Pat Long. Oh, I'm on the big screen with David Russell. I see Miss Carvey. Yes, and Drummer is definitely live. And well, this morning, excuse me. So I hope everybody's doing well. Well, hello, Miss Cindy Stone. You should still be on honeymoon. But thank you for watching. Miss Cindy got married last week. And I believe it was Saturday, as a matter of fact, a week ago today. So, I hope everyone is doing well. We'll get started here in just a minute. We'll give time for folks to get on. Excuse me. I am Carolyn Bosley, Independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. You can grab anything that we're demonstrating with today through Stampin' Up. And that is by shopping with me at inkygatherings.stampinup.net. You'll also see some videos that I've uploaded to Inky Gatherings on YouTube. And you are joining us in the Inky Gatherings group today. So I am pleased to have everyone with me. And we will, David, I know if you're there, I know Faye's there somewhere, so hello to both. We're going to be doing a great project today. We're going to be making this lantern. I'm going to turn the light off for just a minute. Woo, that got bright, didn't it? And see if you can see the inside. With lights here at all, off my cup of coffee, it's hard to see the lantern glowing on the inside in the daytime. We all know how that is, but it is so pretty. I'm so pleased with this. I'm turning it over toward the side a little bit. Hopefully it will stay. There we go. I think maybe you guys can see that. So that is what we're doing. We're just using dies. There's actually no stamping. Ha! How did I do that? Which we could put a little tag on here if we were giving it as a gift. It would be a great little centerpiece or to use at your table. Change it up for different seasons based on the dies that you have. It could be a fall decoration and so forth. So, what does everybody think about that one? Make sure now you are chatting along. That was my southern drawl. Please be sure to chat along and do the thumbs up and loving so we can get these videos shared. Get those things going on, those algorithms as they talk about, so that we can increase our viewers, okay, the number of viewers and those who might enjoy what we're doing. So let's get started. I'll hold this up. We're going to be using white cardstock. See if I get it all in here. I'll move it up and down, up and down. We're going to be using white cardstock. You first need a piece that's 2.5 by 11.5. And you need one piece that's 1.5 by 8.5. Okay? Hey, Miss Faye. So you will score the 2.5 by 11.5 at 1/4 inch on both sides. Okay, both sides. Then on the long side, you will score at 1 3/4, 5, 6.5, 9 3/4. Okay. On the smaller piece, you're just going to have 2 score lines. That is 3 1/4 and 5 1/4. Then you're going to need a couple, well, actually 4 pieces of vellum. And it's going to be approximately 2 by 3 1/4 and 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. And that's just going to depend on your folding and things like that as to the exact sizes. But you're going to see how easy this is to put together. I have used and will use, I'm going to show the die cutting machine on the live. We're using the 2 of the dies, excuse me, 2 of the dies from the gift giving die set. Okay, we're going to be using glittered ribbon, and we're also going to be using a little bit of the metallic mesh ribbon, and we're going to use the delightful tag topper. Okay, so let's get started. Let me see where I can leave this lane. I'm just going to pull out the 2 dies that we're actually going to use. And let's see what else we have. Okay, I'm going to use the 2 dies. We're going to have this. I'm going to go ahead and open it, and if you can tell, I'm borrowing Joanne's here. I'm going to slide it and punch it open, or push it open. And then at the end, I've got a few cards that I've received in the past week or so that I want to show you, and one that I've made that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. So now I did cut the cardstock pieces, okay? However, I did not score them. I wanted to be able to do those on the live here so we could see. Okay, let me grab a sip of coffee. See, now let's turn a light back on just to see if it makes it any better or worse. Drover is definitely saying hello. He's here by himself, only me, no boys around today. So while I'm on live, there's no fetching of balls and things like that. So he's not impressed with me this morning. So I'm sure he is going to be a little mouthy about that. So now let's pull the trimmer out, and I am trying to work around just doing some different trials with background colors, with size setups and things like that, so that I can have these items on the screen when we're working to show you what I'm doing. So please private message me and let me know what you think about some of these. Is it working good or not? Okay. So the first piece we're going to work with is the larger piece, which needs to be, see if I'm froze or if you guys are still with me. I don't know that I'm seeing any chatting. Okay. There we go. So I think I can get most of it in the picture this time. So we have 2.5, which you can see is cut at 2.5 there. And this is by 11.5. Let's make sure I have cut it down to the 11.5 mark. Yes, I have 11.5 out here. Okay, so let's see what we need to do. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm so sorry. We're going to score at 1/4 inch on the short sides. Okay, so let's just go ahead right here on both short sides. And when I say short or long, that's the piece or the measurement that's at the top of your cutter. Okay, top or bottom, however you want to say it. So there's a 1/4 inch. And anytime you're making a box fold or something like this, you want to make sure you have good crisp folds. So we're going to definitely pull in the bone folder here in a moment. Okay, so we've got that 1/4 inch from both sides. Now we're going to score the long side. And we're going to score at 1 3/4. Okay. Then we're going to move over to 5 inch. We're going to score at 5 inch. We're going to score at 6 1/2 inches. Then we're going to go all the way over to 9 3/4 inch. Okay. And score there. Okay. So there we go. There we have it. Okay, now while I've got the trimmer out, I think we're going to go ahead and do all the scoring at one time. Is everybody good with that and not go piece by piece? Yes, Faye. Sorry. I just have been saving this one because I love it. We've used the stamp set a lot because it's so versatile. It has things for, you know, fall, like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. But the dies, oh my word. Okay, so this piece of cardstock is 1 1/2, and you can see I've already cut it, and it is by 8 1/2, 1 1/2 by 8 1/2, so that's been cut. So on the long side, I am going to score at 3 1/4 and 5 1/4. 3 1/4 and 5 1/4. Okay, so those are scored. Now the only other things that I may have got my arm on this one and bend it a little bit, but we'll work with that. All we're going to do is bend it back. So then you're going to have your 2 pieces of vellum. That's approximately 2 by 3 1/4, and you may have to trim these down a smidgen depending on how your fold lines work. Okay, that's just the way it works. No, it shouldn't be a problem, but that's the way it is. And then we have our 2 smaller pieces of vellum, which is 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. And again, once you're in there and you're gluing these on, and we'll go through all that, you will see what we mean about you might need to trim a smidgen. Okay, a smidgen. How do you like that? Okay. So all the die cutting is done. I'm going to go ahead, I'm sorry, not die cutting, but all the trimming is done and cutting and scoring. So I'm going to move those out of the way. And we are going to see about pulling this in. Cobby's sister, Betsy, from Tennessee, had sent me a piece of this, and I have the smaller, cheaper version that I cut and I use when I'm stamping a lot to keep, especially if I'm on a hard surface, to keep my stamp pads from making a lot of noise. I'll put a piece of this underneath the stamp pad because it's just annoying sometimes, especially if it's late at night and somebody else is trying to sleep and things like that. But she sent me a big enough piece to where I was able to, at my main area, I was able to go ahead and cut off a piece to put underneath my big boss. But then I still had this for when I'm using the little boss, but I've got the big boss, my little boss is still packed away. I've got to get it out. I've got to get it out. So we're going to move this in. I'm just looking to see how much you guys can see. I think you can, yes. Sticky note, Post-it note, okay, it comes in handy, and I'll show you why. So the first piece we're going to deal with is this long piece. Oh, let's do something first. Let's go ahead and do some cuts before we get to that, okay? So we're going to cut out the tab on each end, both sides. And I'm sorry, I really struggle with my eyes some, so I have to just look a little, okay? So then I'm also going to wedge this side, so it'll just fold a little bit better, okay? Then I'm going to skip this piece, and I'm cutting a wedge on the other side, and then I will trim this piece. Trying to hold it to where you can see me, but sometimes it's hard on camera. So, and then again, I'll cut that little wedge. Okay, so far, cut, skip, cut, skip, guess what? Cut. I may have to trim that one a little bit more. It looks like I went a little whomper-sided there. Okay, and then I'm also going to make my little wedge there. Now, I'm not done. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Okay, I'm just going to flip it and go across from each one that I just did. Okay, and you might need to fold it to get your pieces in there. Okay, am I froze? Are we chatting? Facebook is doing this thing to where if you're live and there's not a lot of chatting or things going on, they will interrupt the Facebook Live and say, is there something you need? No activity. So please chat away amongst yourself while we're on the live, or ask me questions. Just be mindful that I am cutting. I might have a few bad cuts, but no, we're good. Okay, so just remember, start at the end with your tabs. That's the easiest way to remember. Start at the end, cut, keep, cut, keep, cut. And see, Drummer agrees also about that, okay? Well, hello, Miss Joanne. Miss Joanne Ryan, and I see Cindy, and I see Sandy Adams. Good morning. Let me get my trash out of here. So, now, this, eventually we're going to crisp our folds. Right now I'm not doing that, just simply because I'm still working with the dies, okay? So this is the way the box is going to sit, okay? And this is going to be your die. You just need to decide, do you want your snowflakes coming down? You want your snowflakes going up? So on this one, I had the snowflakes at the bottom. Okay, this time I'm going to do the snowflakes at the top, just for a change. Okay, no biggie. And then the reason I have this here is to help hold this in place so it doesn't move on me. So I'm going to, this is the big boss. So I have my base platform. I have my adapter. Since I'm doing dies, I have a bottom plate, and yes, you can tell that I use my plates. Do you see how scratched up they are? That is okay. They get like that. Now, when they start bowing so bad, you know, you want to go back and forth with them. So, oops, I'll let that move. So I've used this quite a bit, so let me make sure we are okay there. Okay. So I'm just placing that sticky note on so that it will hold in an area, okay? got it on there. I've got this. So it slipped on my paper, yes, but the boss did not slip off this, okay? That helped me. And oh my gosh, I just need to say thank you, Betsy, because that's been wonderful. Now, I'm leaving it on here because I'll have to do another one. But you can see, I wanted you to see good how this die works. It doesn't cut the rectangle out, okay? It cuts the individual pieces out. And then I take, you know, either your brush, which I don't have right here in front of me, but I do have my pick tool. Handy dandy, best little $10 tool since sliced bread. And I'm just poking this out. And I've done several of these. I'm going to place them in the sale booth. So after a while, you know, if you start having lots and lots, but look how easy that was for that to come out. Can you see? Sorry, I was off camera some, I know, but I was just trying to get it going there. I'll lay it up there. Have one or two in here. I'm just poking those out and getting ready for the next thing. Now, we can also use the, let me scrape this off. We can also use the dryer sheet if you start having one that's really giving you problems. So now, that is the way it's going to set. So I'm going to come over to this side. And okay, do I want it going up and down the same way? I think so. I want it to match, I do believe. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get it lined up here. I am going to pull my paper or my platform back in at the machine. I'm going to line this up as center much as I can. Yes, drummer, I am. I am working at it. So then, same thing. Run it through. Look, here I am working. I love this thing. I'm so used to having it, but be careful. You poke your eye out, kid. You know, some safety things is really good. Okay, who's with me? Say hello, hello. Thank you, Faye. Yes, the pick tool is wonderful. Okay. Just scooting this over a little bit so that maybe you can see me here. Hey, Miss Wanda. So same thing. I'm pulling this die off. I'm keeping my sticky. I got a little bit more use in it. See, it takes out the pieces and leaves you with, drummer's digging into his bed. He really thinks there's a treat there, but he's already had his treat this morning. More than one. So, yeah, no more. Bad mommy. Mean mommy. Okay, so that one. And then you see there's some pieces, but all you got to do, like I said, if I had my brush out, which I don't, it's on the other side of the room, so, and those of you who have been here know my room's not that big, but it doesn't take that much for me with our handy dandy pick tool. So I'm clean. Move that one out of the way. Scrape away into the trash can my little pieces. You don't nearly have as much problem with pieces sticking in your paper if you have a clean board that you're using. And when I say that, I mean one that's not bowed, one with all the scratches, because it just helps them stay there. Okay, so this is our opposite side. I'm going to turn this. Okay, this has little ornaments. And of course, since they are ornaments, oh, you're fine, Miss Wanda. You can also, you want to make sure that they are going up and down, okay? So, this is the way this is going to set, okay? So, this side, I'm going to pull my ornament baby in here. And just try to center, and you know me, and the eyeballing. Now, I know a lot of people use your grid pad, and work with that. I'm going to lay this one over to the side to help with measuring, and that's a great thing. It's just, you know, some people you can't change. I'm one of those people when it comes to eyeballing. So let's see if we can scoot this back over. There we go. So you can see just a little bit maybe. And same. And you don't have to have these dies. Other dies will work. I just need you to know that, these are a special type die as far as it only cuts out the outlines. Okay? Move it back up there. I'm just one of these. I like to do my little pokey one at a time. And if you like confettis, these are great little pieces sometimes to have in confettis. Look, you've got the little swirl. Could have swore I saw a little, oh, look at that little mini heart right there. Let's see if I can pull that bad boy. But those type things you could save in a little pack, even these, and have them in a shaker card or, you know, confetti in a card. I try to somehow say on the back of my card, be careful where you open. Sometimes people get the hint that they need to open. So, okay, so now, again, remember, this is the card. So I need to turn this, and I need to make sure this is the top again. So I'm simply placing this on. Again, trying to get halfway centered. And you don't have to use vellum to cover this. I just think it gives that frosted look, so I like it. Oh, see how much easier that is with something under there. And there's my poke your eye out kid tool again. Only because I was not being safe. And now, let's move these out of the way. Oops, you heard my platform go. Drummer come running to see if there was anything he needed to check out on that. No, Drummer, not for you. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is the, it's on page 61 in the Holiday Mini. And again, oh, look, see, that one came out clean. No poking at all out of the die itself. And again, very few. I got one little swirling hanging there, okay? So, we're going to put away the pick tool. We're going to put away all, oh, that sticky still has a little bit of sticky on it, so I keep it. And you can use washi tape. I just happen to have a Post-it note there to use, okay? Just happen to have a Post-it note. Oh, you know, it probably would be cute. You would just need to make sure it wasn't so dark that you could not see your candle. And again, in nighttime, this works so much better, and it's so pretty. But let's see what we need to do here. So, I am going to start folding and on the score lines, because the next step is going to be vellum, okay? Excuse me. And you don't have a lot of room, so you want to make sure to get all those scores crisp, because like on some of these, they are very, very tight, but it's not hard if you don't rush, okay? Just don't rush. Now, oh no, let's go ahead and do this first. So this ends up being 2.5, so it should fit in really, really close in here, okay? I say that, and then of course it's not. Let's get, there we go. Well, I always look from the back side, okay? And I'm going to unfold. I'm not wanting to fold those, but I'll just unfold and make sure that they are going up in there without bending. Yeah, there we go. Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe. So we're going to I always just look to make sure that they're centered or pretty close to centered. Okay. Woohoo. There's that one. I love it. And then we're going to do the same thing here on the opposite side. Is it the magic of live TV? I should have had this already done. No, I wanted to show you how I do these things. And I struggle sometimes because I forget to do them at certain times. Hello, Miss Gradine. Let's pop that off. Okay. So then, a couple things I'm going to do, because we know that vellum will show your glue, your Tombow glue. Okay, so I think that may be just a hair wider than I would like. So I'm just going to sort of trim off maybe a 1/16. And yeah, that's the eyeball way. Oh yeah, that'll work for me. I'm going to go ahead and do this side too, and just, may not need it, but it's not going to hurt it. Okay. So, have those two ready to go, but let's just go ahead. These really need to be crisp, okay? They really need to be crisp folds. So, on these sides, because this is what we're going to end up gluing our pieces together using. Okay. And then, see, you don't have a lot of room here, so you want to do it so you don't tear those edges. Yay. And again, over here. Fold it upward. That way it gets it good. So, should we get there? We really don't, it doesn't have to be a crisp fold at the top. Okay. Look, even there, isn't that pretty? And then we're going to use these. You do want these to be good crisp folds. This is the bottom of your box or lantern. And this is where we're going to make sure that everything lines up good. Okay? Yay! Oh, and it needs to go this way because I see my in and my outside. Okay, so, okay, here we go. Here we go. So, the first thing, got my Tombow glue. I'm going to open that Tombow glue. And I am going to open up my little flaps. Okay, I'm not gluing on the flap. Okay, remember that we are not gluing on the flap. I also have my little sponge dauber. Okay. Just going to get a little bit of glue on the top and move it around there. And, sorry, right-handed for me. And I'm just sort of hitting the center of those snowflakes. Then, on the inside of the flap. Okay, I can't do it, I don't think. Let's see, holding it up. You don't need a lot. Just on the inside, not on the flap, but on the paper that's underneath. Can you see that? This is the flap where the score line is. Oops, let's get back in focus a little bit. Okay, you don't want it on the flap, you want it underneath. And then we are simply going to lay our vellum down. Here we go. You don't have to glue it on the bottom. It'll be fine. Trust me. Just on the sides. And then, like I said, I put a little bit on the snowflakes just to make them catch so it doesn't bow too much. I don't know if Drummer liked that idea or not, but I'm doing it anyway. And then again, lightly on the outside edge, not the flap. Okay, not the flap. And then we want to I got a little bit of glue, so I was making sure I'm okay there. Yeah, I'll be okay. So, there we go. Glue, vellum down. Okay. Next, we have this. We have this. So, it's shorter because you don't want to have to waste any more than what you need. So, what I do is take my Tombow and just at the top edges, or at the edges of where the hole is. And I just do it on the top and bottom. You could do it on the sides if you want to. Here we go. Then we're going to simply take, and in the center of our large piece that has the snowflake panels, or my larger bottom, whichever way you want to go. I'm checking to see if we got any more questions. Just line it up and hold it for a moment. He is my protector. It is so funny. When there's no one here but me, if he hears just a pin drop, he's my protector. He makes sure that I am safe. Okay, so now here is where you start having just a little bit of patience. Make sure all is good right there. Okay, then I'm going to try to hold it up so you can see. White on camera is not the best, but so we're going to take our Tombow and place it on the flap, and then just fold that flap in. Remember, Tombow gives you just a minute or two. No, I shouldn't say a minute or two. A few seconds, okay? Tombow gives you a few seconds. And to get something in place. And then there you go. Okay? Then you're going to do the opposite side. Same thing. I'm going to fold that up. This is where, did I have it a little too long? Is it my vellum? Then I'm simply going to fold that up, and I just hold that top piece in place where it should be, and then I use my bone folder to get my edges in there. Okay, now there we go. So now your next is your choice. Okay, here's where I will get 2 of them, both sides. Oops, I just slipped. I have got glue on the outside edge there. And then I'm just sort of making sure that my glue is working there. He is not liking something the neighbor is doing. Okay. Okay, so then you're going to fold down one edge, fold down 2 edge, and yes, it pops out, but that's patience. Make sure you have it where you want it, and you're doing the same thing that we did before. Now, I've got to work on this bottom a little bit because I apparently didn't get it as crisp as I needed it to be, but it's good. Okay, got to put that together on my finger or bone folder, whichever will fit. I've got, like Tim Holt says, I've got pork chop fingers, so it don't work for me to get in there. There we go, that did it. Oh, look. So look, let me see if I can grab a, yeah. Okay. Now, putting the snowflakes, here's something for you to decide. Putting the snowflakes at the top lets you see more of that tea light base. Okay? But it also may let you see more of the actual blinking. Okay? You can put a dimensional down in there or a glue dot to hold it. I wouldn't. I don't recommend that because then if they want to replace it, if you're giving it as a gift and they need to replace it, it's hard for them to get it in and out. I just simply tied a bow on the top. A hanger can be added. And I used the, let's get this out here. It is cute. And it really doesn't take a lot of time. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm explaining how to do, but once you're doing, you can just go to town with these things. Let's just do this. If you didn't want a bow on the top, you could just do a hanger. Oh, let's see how that looks. Let's just go with a trying to see how high, or and it all depends on the individual Christmas tree or where you're hanging it, you know, as to how you tie. If you're doing it for yourself, you know, and then you have to be considerate of. Ooh, let's take a little bit of that off See, I sort of changed my mind in midstream there. I wanted to do it as a hanger, and that's okay. And then you don't need much mesh at all. A little bit of this makes a big, big impact. So all I'm doing is make it, oh, looky here. I just wonder if we tied it there. Okay, let's see. No, because if we just tie it there, they can't get the candle out since it's a knot. Okay, so I'm just doing this and tying. A knot at the top. So, there you have it. And I hope you have enjoyed it. So, let me look here to see what kind of questions we have. So, they'll be back in stock soon. It's Christmas time, hopefully. And there's other dies also. Yes, drummer's definitely wanting to play. Oh, sorry, Gradine. Facebook's doing some crazy things with lives now. If you're not participating and chatting and things like that, it seems to be freezing up for folks. I'm just not sure how it works, but this is our only avenue right now, so we're going to continue. Here we go. I'll set this out just so you'll be able to see if you do a freeze shot and take a picture, maybe. So, there you go. Oh, I can do this. That way you can see the side. Gosh, there we go. So, thank you for watching. I have two great little gifts right now that I'll be able to give, and I've got some things cut to where I'm going to be sitting here making some more. So, I hope you enjoy your day. I get all my things sort of put back in order here so I can start again. It looks like a beautiful, crisp day out there. So, everybody enjoy. Please let me know if you have any more questions. Yes, Christmas ornaments or door hangers, you know, just leave hanging on somebody's door. It's a great little gift, I think, anyway. So, there you go. And if you have any questions later today, let me know. Again, you can get to any of these items, unless they're back ordered at the time, inkygatherings.stampinup.net, and shop with me now. Okay? You have a great day. Bye-bye.